Hey, who's this? Marcos, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. So, I want to ask you, how you doing today? Okay. So, how do you feel about calling outside and talking to us? Right. Okay. Is there any question you want to ask the people here? There's a lot of us. We're from the same house. All of us are former incarcerated inmates, and we're here doing this program. Right. Right. So you can sit in on our groups right now, right? On the discussions, and you can listen to it, and you can jump in anytime you want. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So my name is Tuan Bill. I served 26 years in prison, and I've been out less than 30 days.
My name is Jeff Pachaki. Got out December 17th of last year after serving 24 years.
My name is Anthony Lynn. I got released December 10th, 2021, and I've been out for 7 weeks.
I'm Trevor Person. I served 24 years and I've been out approximately 11 months.
My name is Manny Villarreal, and I served 18 years. I got out December the 10th.
My name is Tylee Moon. I did a little over 21 years, and I just got released almost 2 months ago.
My name is Kevin Sanford. I just got released April 14th after serving 15 years.
Okay, that's good. Good to see you guys here, man. And also free. Who was the person that picked you up, or what organization gave you the ride to where you go?
It was ARC, Anti-Recidivism Coalition.
Okay.
His name was Moses. I can expound on this if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, he took me out, took me to eat, went to Target, bought me some clothes, bought me a nice little cosmetic kit to bring to a house that already has all that stuff anyway. And yeah, really cordial and generous coalition they got there.
Anthony?
Steve Sierra took me to the train station and to the bus station, and from the bus station I took a train, and let's see, no one really picked me up, so that might be a last minute addition for any lifers trying to get out. And what I would consider what played a role was I had a governor's in-bank proceeding happen to me, so even though I was found suitable in July, I didn't really get kicked out until December.
Okay.
That's something that Plan B and Plan C's for. At the end, I had to just improvise, just get out of prison.
Thank you.
Amity House picked me up, took me to their West House down in Los Angeles. I stayed there 6 months. And after leaving there, I went to LC.
Okay. Manny?
Yeah, ARC picked me up from prison, and I went straight to Amity in Los Angeles, and I finished 6 months there, and now I'm at Kavanaugh House.
My name's Kylie. I was called from Pelicanville. They didn't have an ARC representative over there, but they did have very friends of ARC, and they were kind enough to pick me up, put me on the airplane, make sure I got to where I was supposed to get to.
ARC came and picked me up as well. Took me out to Denny's for my first meal, and then dropped me off at my grandmother's house, which I was at Kavanaugh House over there.
So my wife and the kids came to pick me up, and they took me out to eat at the dim sum restaurants, and I was so excited. Exactly. So the next question is going to deal with our feelings, right? So how did it feel to be free that first day or that first week? You can expound on the first day, or you can go on and say, well, that week was always awesome, right? So anybody can jump in. This is like on free flow.
Well, for me, Robert Carson, my first day was overwhelming because having to readjust after 20 some odd years, it just seemed like everything was going too fast for me. And my family, very dysfunctional still. So I definitely wanted to get into some transition. But overwhelming. And I have 6 sons, I have 6 boys, so even today it's trying to readjust and get close to them. I'm only talking to one of them right now. The rest are still resentment. So it's still tough. Still readjusting. Even after a year, still readjusting. I'm taking baby steps. Initially, I came out, I was going too fast. So it was overwhelming the first day.
No, I was actually, I'm trying to merge it with another guy that's calling from another prison, but somehow they hang up on him and you guys at the same time. So before we go on, I want to introduce you to all the fellows here. We got Jeff, we got Anthony, we got Robert, we got Manny, we got Tally, and we got Kevin Stafford. And my name is Fondon. So we want to introduce you to our group right now. We're doing a presentation about how we feel about being out and all that such. But we also want to ask you a couple questions too. How do you feel when you see people that you know in prison get released?
Had the opportunity to go home, overwhelmed joy. I don't feel no negative emotion at all. It's pure joy because you guys are like family. And see you guys have a second chance in life. It's awesome.
Okay, good. Thank you. What has been your daily routine inside right now? What have you been doing like repetitively every day that's so boring that you feel like, you know what, it can drive you crazy in there? So let me put it another way. What would be the thing that gets you frustrated being in prison? Because we all been there, right? We got to tell you the story of how frustrating certain things are, right? Right. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience or people that are listening to you or you want to share? Good. Okay. So, Mr. Sonny Boy, we hope that you don't mind that you can listen to a conversation. You can jump in anytime you want during the conversations. But we have to continue the podcast. So please welcome to jump in, okay? Manny?
Well, I'm feeling pretty happy because for me, the programs that I took in prison, even though I learned them, I wasn't as sharp as I was years ago, and so I wouldn't remember a lot of things. But for me, the biggest thing was that the Lord helped me to get out, because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't have got out. And He told me 5 years before I got out that He was going to take me out in 5 years, and He did exactly. And then He put me in a nice place, and then I prayed for a good roommate, and I have a good roommate right here, and in Chile, and it's like everything that I wanted is happening to me now, and so I'm really, really happy and grateful.
Thank you. So tell me how excited you were your first day out.
My first day out, all I felt was just huge relief. Because in 2001, they sentenced me to life without. I was 17 years old, and I believed them. For a decade in prison, I really believed that was it, life without. Yeah, so I had accepted it. Shame on me for accepting it, but once I changed my mindset and really made that decision, like, hey, I'm not gonna die now, things started to fall in place, and all started to change. They started opening up program, and when I was finally released after 21 years and holding my family in my arms, it was just such a huge relief. It finally happened. It actually happened. It was amazing.
Made it out, brother.
Amen.
Lorenzo said he's on the phone. He said hi. Give him a hug. You know what?
Is that Sonny Bobo?
Bobo.
What's up? I love you, brother.
Yeah. Please state your name, how long you served, and how long have you been out?
My name is Lorenzo Flores. I served 25 years and 3 consecutive life sentence. Been out since the 1st.
So the next question is, how does it feel to be out the first day or the whole week?
First day is surreal. Can't believe it.
Tell me.
It was like I remember getting out when I was a kid, like cabs in the hall, or getting out of county jail. I thought getting out of county jail was probably the best feeling ever. This one was different. It wasn't that before, but it was more of a scary thing.
Right.
No, I'm out, but I was like, I know that I have a big responsibility on my shoulders. It was good, but still felt like, what's next?
Right. So for me, my first day was kind of like I was going in R&R, and he was checking my paperwork, and I was like, man, just call my name, just get me out of here. And I'm like, oh, I'm in my car, INS or something. Yeah. So every time the van stopped, he looked at my pictures or something. I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call me back. Wrong time, just to hold them back. But I felt scared, but also surreal, unbelievable feeling that when I got off the van and I walked up to hug my wife and I was free. And for that moment, I said, I was walking on the concrete in the prison yard, and now I'm in the concrete on the outside, but it felt different. But the concrete was connected, the road was connected, but for some reason I felt different. And the reason why it felt different because I was free. The same concrete yard, the same asphalt that we drove the car in, but I felt free. I couldn't tell you how I feel at that moment afterward. I said, man, I'm finally free, because a lot of time in our time, we thought we were gonna die in prison. We accepted that fact. And for me to be able to be free, it was just overwhelming, it was surreal, right? The whole week has been amazing. I haven't stopped going to eat, and there was food so much that I was like overwhelmed with so many options. Like there was clothes, food, and I'm like, oh my God, it's too much. And so that's the feeling that's still there for today. So the next question we want to ask the audience is, the guests is, what has been your biggest challenge since you've been out? Lorenzo, you can start.
I mean, I make good money, and that's I'm like, like,
So you say you make good money, so maybe like the ballpark hours or.
I make 25 an hour.
Well, that's good money.
So it's so it's kind of like some days I got 4, some days I get 8 hours. It depends, right? But it's still good enough for one person. Like just like the way things cost. It's not like I'm buying all kinds of pay stuff. It's in general. So it's like, and I know that I have to pay taxes. So it's like it's kind of like a little stressful. That I know that I have to make sure I have saving money to pay taxes, pay tuition, to save up to maybe my new wife, and so it's kind of like I feel like I need to make money.
Robert?
Well, it definitely would not work for any of that, but like I said, I have 6 sons. They have a lot of resentments. So there's only one online with me right now. And when I say online, there's only one I'm communicating with. I want to communicate with the others, but I meet them where they're at. And being a grandfather, 2 of my sons have 2 sets of twins. One has a boy and girl twin, the other has 2 girls. Just getting acquainted with my kids. And best friends with my ex-wife. But mainly just trying to develop a relationship with my kids. And maybe one day get my own place. I want my own place. I work, but I need my own place. My own piece of mind. I've been single for 24 years. Finally got a girlfriend. She's from Thailand. Great girl. Awesome. But mainly just my kids. Okay. Trying to develop a relationship with my kids. Jeff?
Yeah, it's technology. I mean,
That's right.
There was cell phones and stuff in there that you can practice, and basically stay up at the time. It's no secret. If you have money in there, you have a connection inside, you can have a phone. But I waved it all off. I just simply wasn't interested in having a phone. Phones can lead me to trouble in there, so I didn't want one. But you suffer for it. And I'm not very good at the computer. My typing skills are horrible, and this is a challenge for me because the world, as I see it.
So I'm gonna put you on pause real quick because he only has 60 seconds left.
Okay.
Sonny Boy, is there anything you want to say or ask us before you leave?
I just want to say that I'm extremely thankful to be a part of this, and I'm extremely happy with all you guys and everything that you guys are doing out there. Keep on fighting for us. Keep on taking this business.
Thank you, man. You too, and we're doing our best, man, to make you guys proud in there. So don't worry, we're doing good. We got a solid team. All right. Tell her that we send out our love, okay? I'm sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, it's technology. And like he was talking about, it's a different program when you're in prison because they take care of you. Yeah. Okay, when you get out, you have the responsibilities to yourself and others. And that becomes challenging. Right now, the situation that we are in, living at that home, I mean, they give you an opportunity to start stacking some money. And that's what I've been doing. And it was like trying to get a job at 62 years old was another challenge. Like, okay, I like doing, construction work, whatever. But when I went down to these companies and they, the interviews are great. But when they see my birthday on there, things change real quick. So you don't look 62. So it's like, okay, well, they just give me the old shrug, like, our insurance is like under 50 now. And we really have to start looking at people, right? How's your medical? I'm not gonna lie to them. I got a bad generated disc, I got my knee, I'm just simply not gonna lie to them. So I just shot myself in the foot. There's surely now the insurance company's not gonna be hiring. They're not gonna buy any construction job.
Anthony? What's your biggest challenge?
Since it's been out, I would say it might sound it's just something off Jeff. It's keeping up with technology. Nowadays, there's no such thing as a paper form of an application. So every time I go into a place of business, I try to apply for a job and say, do you have any job applications?
Email and stuff like that,
And
right?
they're saying, yeah, it's all online. Send us your resume. And even then, they don't tell you that, we want you to convert it to a PDF file, a format of a special
Right.
file. So I'm like, I was kind of lost until I found it within myself to teach myself. And technology is abundant out here, so I taught myself.
Thank you. Mr. Kevin.
For me, it's been, I got married while incarcerated. It was getting out and actually being with my wife and trying to, learn her out here, her learn me out here. Finding time to really connect and bond with her has been like a major challenge. It sucks because it feels like I'm robbing her and holding her back from being the husband that she actually needs. So it's like a tough challenge in time management, finding the time in all the day to work, be with my wife, be with my family. So like breaking up my time to where it needs to be and give each person that love and affection and really bond with them is a real challenge.
My biggest challenge since being out is just trusting my own individual process, because sometimes it's easy to compare my journey with someone else's journey and kind of get into that thinking like, man, I should, do this because this person is, succeeding in this, that, and the other. But, I have to really remind myself that I'm on a different journey. Everyone's on a different journey. So just trust and believe that what I'm doing is right. Is my path. To not try to follow anybody else's path. Just trust that everything I'm doing is building up to my future. So, but it is easy to see because there's so many successful people in the house. Then you meet all these other people and like, man, and you compare your journeys. I just try to keep on reminding myself. Trust yourself.
Yeah, my biggest challenge was deciding what to do in my future, like what career or what jobs to go with, and also finding time to get your driver's license and this and that, and filling out applications. Just finding the time to do it is pretty challenging sometimes. But I've come to find out that I just need to sit back and relax and let everything happen, and so far everything's been happening good. So I'm real happy about that.
I think my biggest challenge was prioritize. I wanted to do so much in a short period of time. It's just, once you get the release, you have a time to go and expectations. You want to do everything, every day you want to do something. And I think that prioritizing is the most important, number one, and following through, number two. And so far I've been doing that, but also I should be living more proactively, getting a career. And there's a difference between a career and a job. And I'll explain to somebody. A job you need today to pay your bills. A career sets you up for life. That's a difference. So I have to really prioritize my mind and say, okay, do I want a job now, or do I want a career in the future? And a career installs 401k, and you have the retirement funding. But a job, I can see people bounce from one job to another one. I see them people now, they got one job, they quit that job because it's a job. We need to pay our bills, get the gas, put in our car. And so prioritizing what's important is very important for me today. And that's my biggest challenge.